Hi, this is David with the Discount Dragon, and we are here today to talk about wands and how to make them. This is, kind of a general example of what I came up with, and it's just a, turned wood, but in the center, you have got the magical materials we added. So this is a Harry Potter style wand with a central core, or as they call it in the Harry Potter world, a heartstring. I don't call it that, but that's what they call it. So I make them in various woods, and the first step is to cut out the wand blank, which I'm not going to show you because it's very simple and very boring. Maybe I'll show it at some point, but I'm not going to bother right now. So you take a piece of wood and you chop off this piece here, which is the size you want, and then you cut it down the middle, because we're going to be putting stuff in between. So you end up with this. This is the surface we're working with, and you're going to want to go down here and mark out where the heartstring or central core is going to be on both pieces. You want to center it as well as you can. Get a nice ruler that's the right length, and measuring would help too, but I'm just not bothering for this video. Mark it out. So we've got both sides marked. Then you go in and you take an X-Acto knife. I'm not going to bother switching blades, but you get the entire X-Acto knife, not just the blade. You would lay it down along that line, hold it nice and firmly, and take the X-Acto blade, take it down like this, kind of tilting it at an angle that way. Then do it vertically and then at an angle, and you work off this tiny little wedge of material from here. So you do that on both sides, making a very shallow groove all the way along that's very precise. Then we'll come back with a carving tool, or in this case, a grooved X-Acto blade, and just gradually go down that groove you've created and carefully carve out that central channel where all the ingredients are going to go. And you can see that in this wand here. This one here is Purple Heart, which is a kind of purplish hardwood. This one we're looking at now is holly wood, and holly is the wood that was used in the Harry Potter movies, or in theory, used for Harry Potter's wand. So that's kind of cool. In this one, I've already scooped out that central channel, you can see. Now, the size of the central channel is going to be determined by how much material you want in there and how thick your wand is going to be. Now, something else I like to do at this stage is to go in and remove all of the material on this surface and down in the groove that has come in contact with metal tools. Because if we're going to follow this through all the way and give ourselves as much purity of result as possible, the metal tools add a bit of their material to the wood surface. So in this case, we are using steel tools, which are primarily going to be adding iron. And iron is the metal associated with the god of war and has various other associations. So unless you're making a wand that plays upon that theme, removing those traces of iron would give you a more pure result. So I've come up with a tool to remove the traces of the tool itself from your work. And this is what I came up with. This is a carved ebony handle. I made that as well. And then I have these cutting tips, which come from just store-bought beads of various semi-precious stones. In this case, I've got amethyst and I've got quartz. So we take these and we say, okay, this is a holly wand. It's very, very light in color, and we're going with the whole purity theme. So we go in here and we insert our holly carving tip. Now, I should point out that this is not much fun to work with at all. Depending on how you make this tip and how careful you are, it's not really that great, but it can get the job done eventually. What I do is I usually take these beads like this, and then I take a Dremel and I cut them off like that to give ourselves a semi-sharp angle. Then you can go in and just kind of scrape it along here to remove the traces of iron. It takes a while, it's not efficient, but if you're in for that extra step, it's kind of a cool thing to do. It gives you that extra level of authenticity, and if you're operating on the assumption that one of the things that makes a wand work is intent, you're certainly spending a lot of time you're spending a lot of time accomplishing your goal, so you have time to meditate upon what it is you're trying to put into the wand. So you're not just here going, I hate using crappy tools. You're here going, quartz, quartz, purity, and whatever, as you kind of remove the traces of iron that you're trying to get rid of. So it actually helps in the construction process. So this is this stage. The next video, if anybody's watching this, if enough people are interested, I'll probably make the next one relatively soon. If not, I'll just make it when I feel like it. The next stage of this will show me making the ingredients that go down into a central core, and show the glue and the composition of the glue I use, as well as the additional ingredients and binders. So we'll be taking this and filling it, applying the glue, clamping it together, and that'll be that video, because then we'll have to wait a while for everything to cure up before we go on to the final carving phase. So that is this part of wand making with the Discount Dragon, and happy wand making!